walking the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival, but what she said on the carpet has everyone talking. It's not about some steamy movie role or dress at the film festival as she strolled the red carpet, but about China. On Thursday, on the red carpet, Stone was asked about the recent earthquake in China, which killed about 80,000 people. This is what she said.
Well, you know, it was very interesting because at first I'm, not happy about the way the Chinese are treating the Tibetans because I don't think anyone should be unkind to anyone else. And so I have been very concerned about how to think and what to do about that because I don't like that. And then I've been just, concerned about, how should we deal with the Olympics because they're not being nice to the Dalai Lama, who's a good friend of mine. And then all this earthquake and all this stuff happened, and I thought, is that karma when you're not nice that the bad things happen to you? And then I got a letter from the Tibetan Foundation that they wanted to go and be helpful, and that made me cry. And they asked me if I would write a quote about that, and I said I would, that it was a big lesson to me that sometimes you have to learn to put your head down and be of service even to people who aren't nice to you.
Joining us in New York City is Dawn Yannick, editor-at-large for Life and Style Weekly. Welcome, Dawn. And Dawn, any clue how they even got on that discussion of China? I mean, it's sort of an unusual topic for a red carpet.
Well, I mean, the Cannes Film Festival is a huge international stage, and there are people there from all over the world. And the topic of all the devastation with the recent earthquake in China came up. I believe it might have even been an Asian reporter who was asking it from an Asian country. And when it came up, this was her response in the future. But, this is not the last we're going to hear about Tibet. This is a hot-button topic for a lot of celebrities out there. Sharon Stone, also for somebody like Richard Gere and different musicians and actors. Of course, the Free Tibet concerts have been a big thing. And with the Olympics coming up in Beijing, we're going to be hearing a lot more about this.
It is an important topic, but I'm curious, there are a lot of important topics. Why does this one have so much traction in Hollywood? Not that, I'm not trying to downplay the importance of it, but why this one?
Well, I think over the years, there have been all sorts of different topics that celebrities have latched onto. But I think a lot of Hollywood celebrities, including Richard Gere, do abide by the practices of Buddhism, and the Dalai Lama seems to be a spiritual advisor that celebrities just really respond to.
What about Sharon Stone's film career? What's she working on?
Sharon Stone doesn't have anything on tap right at this particular moment. It's going to be really interesting to see, though, how the Hollywood community reacts to what she had to say. I'm sure we're going to be hearing some denials and some comments from her people saying, she didn't mean it exactly this way. Of course, if she had just phrased it a little bit better, such as, my heart goes out to the people who suffered in this great tragedy, as well as the Tibetan people, it might have all gone over a little bit more smoothly.
I have a feeling, though, she's a little bit outspoken and strong. I don't think she's going to, I'd be surprised if she sort of succumbed to the PR people and said what they wanted at this point.
Sharon Stone has been very outspoken in the past. She's made comments about Iraq, about peace in the Middle East, so this is nothing new for her, just being very outspoken. Celebrities don't always think before they speak. I don't think we'll necessarily be hearing an apology from her. I think perhaps from some of her people kind of explaining what she meant by her statement.
Dawn?
Western media has presented a wide range of mostly negative coverage of China. Issues ranging from toy recalls to Tibetan riots, all coming to a head as the Olympic torch relay moved west.
Parade of tainted, defective, and even poisonous products from China seems almost unending.
While the Chinese authorities are rejecting links to the Sudanese government, Sudan is one of the biggest recipients of Chinese overseas investment.
Following months of pressure from human rights activists, the director Steven Spielberg announced today he is withdrawing as an artistic advisor to the Beijing Olympics. Spielberg cited China's policy towards Sudan.
30 years of hard-charging growth, often at the expense of the environment, has made Beijing one of the most polluted cities in the world. Haile Gebrselassie of Ethiopia already holds a record for being the fastest marathon runner in the world, but says he has no desire to crown that achievement with an Olympic medal if it means damaging his health.
The Tibetans' rebellion and its brutal suppression by the Chinese army sent shockwaves around the world. China's critics think it confirms what they've been saying all along. Beijing isn't interested in human rights.
In ancient times, to carry the Olympic torch was a symbol of peace. Today in Paris, it was everything except a celebration of sport. The next relay runner, a handicapped athlete, tries desperately to protect her torch, abandoned by police officers overwhelmed by the situation.